habit. So the 20-80 rule and what you can do to stay on track and finish the holidays and the month strong. So I'll share a story about a client that I'm working with. Her name is Sandra. Last year, she started making changes to her health. She wanted to reverse her metabolic dysfunction as she was developing diabetes, had gained extra weight that she had been struggling taking off of, and her energies had just plummeted, feeling tired and really sleepy in the afternoons, particularly. So she hired a personal trainer, started exercising pretty consistently, started following a whole foods diet, and she started making some gains, started feeling better, regained her energy, saw shifts in her body composition, and then started to hit in the fall. So she went trick or treating with her kids, and one of her favorite candies is the mini Snickers. So she said, I will indulge in three little bars tonight, and then I'll stop and then move on with how I'm eating. So went on trick or treating, had some hot cider during the trick or treating, started eating some of the leftover snacks, and at the end of the night, she had probably consumed 10 little pieces of candy and drank a few cups of some nice warm cider, which wasn't such a big deal. But then the following day, those cravings ramped up, and those candies were still laying around. They had some movie time with the family, and some snacks came along with it. So this carried out throughout the weekend, and she started missing a workout here and there as the holidays came in and some holiday parties at work. Then she started indulging in some other appetizers and desserts that she hadn't been eating throughout the year. So by the end of November, going into December, she had already regained close to 10 pounds of fat that she had lost throughout the year. She had noticed a decrease in her cardio stamina, in her strength, and was again feeling that tiredness and making it more difficult to exercise again. This is when she reached out to me, and we discussed a plan with some protocols to put her back on track while still enjoying the holidays. So here is what we did and what she achieved. So we started with taking control of your first meal of the day, breakfast. So if you have no control of what you're going to eat throughout the day, you can always rely on your breakfast, and you want to make that a strong protein based breakfast that may include some fiber from fruits or vegetables. So, starting your breakfast with a balanced meal will balance out your blood sugars, help cravings throughout the day, and really balance out your energy levels as well. And will help you make better decisions as far as what you're going to eat for the rest of the day. The second thing we talked about was ensuring that she was hydrating enough. So as winter comes in, we feel less thirsty. That thirst mechanism really shifts, and we're just not drinking enough water. And oftentimes, that signaling of being thirsty, we look for other sources of sweetened beverages or something else to drink. So we focus on that. That was hydrating first and throughout the day, and also thinking about fruits as a way of hydration, hot teas, anything that's unsweetened, or even if it's sweetened with stevia or monk fruit, or even a little bit of honey on your tea. But the point is to get fluid in throughout the day. And thirdly, we talked about keeping up with her physical activity and exercise regimens. So usually she works in the hospital and is pretty active with the amount of steps she takes every day. So when she's not working, that physical activity decreases drastically. We want to keep the muscle metabolically active and digesting and burning energy as it should rather than storing it as it shouldn't. So we talked about little things that you might have heard, as such as parking a little bit further away, taking the stairs when available, walking after meals, even going with the family on winter walks, making it a fun walk where you all bundle up and enjoy the weather for what it is. The other thing is to ensure that she's not skipping out workouts. And that doesn't mean that you have to make it to the gym, but rather having a backup plan where if you miss one day of exercise, whatever you do, don't miss two. Because if you miss two, then the third becomes way more difficult to come to. And our body is constantly wanting to shift back to its heaviest state. So have a backup plan where it's just simple as body air squats, push ups, pull-ups if you have that, or any pull rows with the resistant bands. But even just push-ups and squats and alternating that for 3 sets, 10 minutes will activate your muscles and get you 80% of those results. So these are the three protocols that we implemented. And this year, she has shifted her metabolism back, restored her energy, is achieving the ideal body composition as she's burning fat. She's gradually increasing more muscle mass. So for the rest of the year, now we're just focusing on maintaining those gains, and they don't have to be strict, and you can still indulge and enjoy meals or desserts, but just don't carry it out throughout the whole day or especially the whole weekend. But that will continue moving the needle a little bit and get that momentum going into 2026. So for those of us that are on the road or traveling during these times, it may be a little harder to get in those top three. So these are some of the things that I have done and work with my clients with doing. Number one, I rely on hard boiled eggs. I become pretty particular about the eggs I eat, so I prefer my own farm fresh eggs. So I'll boil, 6 or 8 of them. That will give me some protein for at least 2 meals that I can mix in with other foods. Also carry some ready-to-eat snacks or little meals like this cottage cheese, which is actually pretty well balanced with the equal amount of carbs and protein in it. Um, Also consider yogurt that's high in protein, a Greek yogurt with minimal ingredients. And also carry these packaged bone broth, either beef or chicken. These are simple that you can add in with a hot cup of water from a gas station or at the hotel. Mix it in, and you got yourself 20 grams of protein with some collagen in it. And lastly, I always carry a couple of protein shakes handy. Uh, I like these Jocko Milk as they have minimal ingredients. They taste good. And then this one actually has some caffeine in it. So when I'm driving, I'll chug one of those down. So what you don't want to fall into the trap of getting hungry and looking for some immediate snacks, especially things like nut butters or trail mixes or nuts, as these are high in calories with very little protein. So misconception is that people think these are healthy, high protein, and sure, they contain some vitamins and some nutrients that may be healthy, but overall, it's a fat with very little protein, which will only give you more calories, but at the end of the day, will leave you feeling still hungry. So, 80-20 rule, sustain those three protocols, those three habits daily, even as you're going into the holidays. That way, you're not losing momentum and really losing any progress that you've made all year. So at this point, we're not looking for perfection, but consistency to continue moving the needle. So for more of that, follow us, join our channel, and let us know what other topics you want to learn more about. Have a good one.